Hey guys, so such an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Tristana commentary guide. Now this basically this commentary guide because I'm not really talking about like the build runes or anything. Everything is pretty much still the same, but of course she did just get buffed. Now what was the buff? Basically the cast time on her E got cut in half from like 0.27 seconds to like 0.13 seconds. Honestly, I cannot tell the difference, but it's of course gonna be better, just that you really won't feel it. But the more significant buff is of course the cooldown on her Q dropping. Now of course you max your Q second after your E, and basically that means by the mid game you will be able to feel the effects of that buff, and I certainly do. So the main issue with Tristana is that she is really hard to play. I'm gonna highlight this in like a play that I'm gonna make like in about a minute's time. But basically the main issue with Tristana is that it's really hard to put the bomb on the correct person. Sometimes you put it on like the wrong person, and sometimes you attack the person that doesn't actually have the bomb. So before we get too deep into that discussion, I'm just going to show you a prime example of that coming up in the next like 30 seconds or so. I remember it was like before a minute 30 that I made that play. So anyways, somewhere around here, let's take a look and see. Alright, so here Echo goes in. Here I'm looking to go in, I think. Alright, yeah, here I'm looking to go in. So here I'm ready to jump in. I jump and I put the bomb on the minion as I'm jumping. So that's sort of the issue. So the sort of the issue is that sometimes like when you want to jump in and all that, you auto-target your bomb. But the problem with auto-targeting your bomb is that sometimes you're going to do what I just did there. You're going to put it on the minion, and that's not a good look at all. That's really embarrassing. Otherwise, sometimes when you go in, for example, let's say there's the ADC and the support, you want to attack the ADC, but you put the bomb on the support. So now what do? Do you attack the ADC, who's your main target, or do you attack the support who has the bomb? Generally, it's going to be better to attack the guy who has the bomb, which is the support, but that's obviously not what you're trying to do. Either way, back in onto the action. We're going to put the bomb on Kai'Sa. We're going to attack Kai'Sa, we exhaust her, and we do manage to pick up the kill. But Yuumi does manage to trade. Overall, still a good 1-for-1, considering I got the kill, whereas Yuumi got the kill, so Kai'Sa is not getting fed. So I would take that trade. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so next problem is, assuming you put the bomb on the correct person. Let's say you put the bomb on Kai'Sa, but now because Yuumi is low health, your auto target is telling you to attack the Yuumi instead. So you're gonna have to manually target to attack the Kai'Sa. So it's basically overall a big issue when you play Tristana, and that's really the main issue with Tristana. So honestly, in my opinion, I think Tristana might be harder to play than Draven. Now, that sounds crazy to think about it, but honestly, I have an easier time juggling axes on Draven than I have, you know, putting the bomb on the correct person and attacking the person with the bomb when I play Tristana. I honestly find it really, really difficult to do that. But anyways, that's just me. So anyways, alluding to the title of the video, Tristana being hit in OP, I honestly think that Tristana is being really, really underestimated at the moment. I think she's really, really strong. Here you guys can see I'm going in onto the Yuumi. Unfortunately, I get exhausted when I pop my bomb with the ult, so it took a little bit longer than I thought to kill the Yuumi. But either way, we do get the kill on Yuumi. We're going to get the kill onto the Kai'Sa as well. Now we see Irelia getting near us, and I'm going to jump away. Really nice Q by Irelia to follow. And Irelia's not going to escape, so she's instead going to try to trade onto me. But with the damage of me and kill together, we are in fact able to kill the Irelia. So really good start to the game for me. Got myself quite a number of kills, and didn't die in that situation. So really, really nice. But yeah, back to my point. I honestly think that after playing Tristana for many, many games, I think that Tristana, while she is very hard to play, I think number one, it is really worth to play and master, and number two, I actually really think she's strong. I'm definitely going to move her up the tier list when we make the tier list for this current patch, but I honestly believe that Tristana is really strong. The only issue with Tristana, of course, is that she's really hard to play, but of course, if you get good at her, that's not going to be an issue anymore. It's really hard to know, like, for example, when you can jump in and when you... It's not really hard, but you gotta kind of pick it up. Like, sometimes you can't jump in, sometimes you can. Like, over here, it's an isolated Yuumi. Obviously, you want to jump in. But you obviously don't want to jump in on a Galio or something. You're not going to get taunted. You're going to get knocked up. So you gotta know when you can jump in, when you can. You have to track the enemy cooldown so you know when enemies have used up their CC and when you can go in. And then you have to, of course, target the correct person with your bomb. You don't want to put the bomb on, like, the enemy Mundo when you can put the bomb on the enemy Kai'Sa instead. That kind of thing. So it's really hard to play her. You need to have a lot of knowledge of matchup knowledge, like knowing who you can kill, who you can't kill. Like if you jump right on top of their heads, you have to know, you have to keep track of like their cooldowns. Then you have to have the mechanics of putting the bomb on the correct person and attacking the correct person who has the bomb. So overall, what I'm trying to say is that, especially in Wild Rift, Tristana is very high skill cap, at least compared to League PC. Like League PC is a lot easier because you can use your mouse to like target who you want to target, but on Wild Rift you can't. So you have to like drag your auto attack button to target the correct person, or drag your E onto the correct person, which makes Tristana really difficult to play. Anyways, here on the dragon fight, I get exhausted. In turn, I exhaust the Irelia, shove her away with the ult, and I'm here on the chase. I thought that that auto would kill her, but unfortunately it did not. And instead, I end up dying to the Fiora. So, a little bit unfortunate of a situation there. Got a little bit greedy for the kill there. Now, the reason why I was kind of greedy for the kill there is sometimes as Tristana, you have to just go for broke and just go for the kill. Because if you get the kill, you can get the reset, which will allow you to escape, of course, with your W. So, sometimes you really just gotta go for it. In that case, it didn't pay off. But sometimes it does. Sometimes it will. Just not in that scenario. Anyways, of course, we're still only like 6 minutes into the game. So, the death timers are really short. I've already respawned. I'm walking my way back to the dragon fight, but of course we're going to take a look at what's happening here. I'm not going to take a look at myself walking. Here I'm back in the fight, jump onto the Irelia's hit, get the kill on Irelia, now we're onto Fiora, jump on her hit as well, get the kill onto her, and now I'm going to jump on Kai'Sa's hit, and Shen picks up the kill onto her. But now the unfortunate situation is I'm really low after that fight. I got focused by quite a number of enemies, so I'm going to have to actually back. Shen is trying to back as well, but he does get interrupted by the Evelyn. Does a decent chunk of damage. I cancel my back so that I can actually help them out, but I don't have my jump anymore. I tried to flash forward to get the kill on Evelyn, but unfortunately she goes out of range, so kind of wasted my flash there. But here you see that Shen has recalled. I'm recalling now, but for some reason Echo jumps the wall and goes into the dragon pit. Now he's gonna get stuck in a 1v4 in the dragon pit, and basically just gets destroyed because me and Shen are low. We have to recall. Kale is going to the Rift Herald, and basically he only has Nami to support him, and obviously he dies because he's in a 1v4 even with his ult, you know, and the entire enemy team picks up the dragon. Now the only silver lining here is that Kale did pick up the Rift Herald, so at least they don't get double objectives. Now a good thing to note here is that Echo did realize that it was his mistake and for going in without the team, and not the team's fault for not being there, so he did apologize in the chat. So kind of nice by the Echo, but yeah. So anyways, now that we have a kind of a brief moment here, now that all the fighting is happening on the mid lane, and I'm just pushing out. Of course I can't continue pushing because I see Fiora and Kai'Sa coming down for me, but now we have a brief moment. We're going to briefly discuss her runes and her items. So for the runes, obviously I've taken Lethal Tempo, Hunter Vampirism, Nullifying Orb, and Hunter Genius. Don't think I gotta explain it too much. And for the build, I go for Stormrazor, IE, then I go for the Rapid Fire Cannon, Moral Reminder, and finally I top it off with the GA. Now something to note is that in this match, after I completed Stormrazor, I actually rushed Executioner's Calling, and the reason I did that is because of Yuumi. So rushing Executioner's Calling is really going to help against Yuumi. Now here you see I'm jumping in on Kai'Sa, exhaust, she flash, doesn't matter, she's dead. So now this particular fight really highlights how the exhaust diff. So here I had exhaust, so I can exhaust the Kai'Sa and she can do no damage to me, whereas she has heal. So even though she popped both heal and flash, there's literally nothing she can do to me. I still have, oh actually I don't have my flash, but I still have enough range to kill her, so it really doesn't matter. I still have my ult as well. I don't think I ulted her there. Yeah, I still have my ult as well, so I didn't even have to ult there. But yeah. That's the exhaustive. That's why ADCs always take exhaust, so that if you're a 1v1 against the other ADC, if you get exhausted, you can exhaust them as well. Anyways, here I see a skirmish happening in the mid lane. I spot out the Evelyn, and I am able to pick up the kill together with the Shen. So yeah. What I was trying to say earlier is that when there is a Yuumi, you always want to rush anti-heal because it's only 800 gold anyway. It's going to cut her healing by so much, as we find another pick onto the Fiora, followed by another pick onto the Yuumi for the reset. And here in comes the Irelia, but I am able to, of course, get the jump away. Now, in case you guys didn't know, if you have already cast your jump, when you're on the ground in your jump animation, you cannot be CC'd. But if you're in the air already, you can get knocked out of the air. So a good example of this is, for example, if Ahri charms you and you're still on the ground trying to push off, you will still be able to pull off your jump, but it will say you're charmed in mid-air, but you will still jump. Whereas if you're already in mid-air and you get charmed in mid-air, you're gonna literally land straight on the ground and walk towards the Ari. That's what I mean. So there, Irelia hit me with that slow on her ultimate, but I pretty much ignored it because I was still in my jump animation, so it didn't actually matter. Yeah, alright, so here I spot the bot lane being pushed in, so I'm gonna quickly just rotate over to clear out the bot lane. We don't want to give away a tower for free if we can help it, so instead we're gonna just quickly clear out the lane as my team picks up a kill on both Irelia and Yuumi in the top lane. Really beautiful. In the meantime, they're pushing in top, they're pushing in mid, and I'm pushing in bot, so we have kind of a push going on all sides here. I don't really know where the enemies are except for Evelyn, of course, in the top lane, who we can clearly see on the minimap. I see Kai'Sa up in the top lane as well, Fiora in the mid lane, and I know that the other two enemies are dead, so this gives me an opportunity to quickly get in a push onto the bot lane tower. Unfortunately, I don't have any more minions, and the two people who are dead on the enemy team have just respawned, so I unfortunately cannot push any further. Fiora also manages to respawn, so I'm gonna just quickly slinker back into my jungle and just pick up some farm from the Krugs. So yeah, hopefully by this point in time you can already see how strong Tristana is. Now of course, as I mentioned in the start of the video, she's really hard to play. And another thing is Tristana can be a little bit int if you are already inting, or if you are just too bloodthirsty. Like even if you're super fat like I am now, I'm 8, 2, and 4, you don't want to just randomly jump in to an enemy if you see them. You don't know if they have teammates near them, behind them, or you don't know like if you're gonna get caught or whatnot. So you really only want to do that when you are sure that they don't have backup, or you're sure you can get the kill, the reset, and jump back out. If not, you can, even when you're fed, you can end up just jumping in and inting into the enemy team. Now here I see Fiora. I know that Yuumi is there because I saw the prowling projectile. I've ward and I realize I'm getting 4-man ganked. I jump away, flash away, stasis, and I do get ulted by the Shen. Shen comes in for the backup, does taunt the Yuumi. I get the kill on Yuumi, jumping forward, trying to get the kill onto the Kai'Sa. Kale gets the kill and I get the reset, and yeah, somehow I managed to actually survive that 4-man gank with the help of my team, who all rotated down really quickly to save me. So that was really nice. In the meantime, I'm going to repay the favor by helping them to kill both the Evelyn as well as the Irelia. So the bomb picks up the kill on Evelyn and Shen picks up the kill on Irelia, and in the meantime my team picks up the dragon. All's well that ends well. So here I'm now gonna just quickly pick up the Raptors, and then we can quickly just recall and yeah, so really nice chain of events there, and I am able to pick up the entire rapid fire cannon off of that, because we did get quite a number of kills from that exchange. Alright, so here in the meantime, on the way, we're going to pick up the wolves as well. Now, of course, at this point with the triple crit items, we're going to be doing a lot of damage, so we can clear camps like really quickly. We barely have to even stick around to really stand there at the camp. We can simply just kite the camp, and we pretty much by the time we walk away, we'll be done. Alright, so now basically only Baron is up at the moment, so there isn't really too much that we can do for now. So here I spot out the Kai'Sa and the Yuumi, so I'm quickly gonna jump on them. They flash away. Evelyn coming in behind for the flank, pretty much just gets herself killed, but does do a decent amount of damage to me, which basically means I gotta attack some stuff to lifesteal, as you guys can see there. And also I'm gonna pop the fruit to get myself a little bit of healing. So here I'm jumping in on Fiora. Unfortunately, Nami throws the bubble at her right as she was in the repose, so I get stunned for my efforts, but we are able to pick up the mid lane inhibitor, which is really the whole goal of what we were trying to do here. So it doesn't really quite matter that we don't pick up the kills. What we really want is the inhibitor, which is exactly what we got. Alright, so now I'm just going to take a little bit of the enemy jungle farm. Of course, whenever you have an opportunity to deny farm, you always want to do that. But of course, only if it is safe to do so. Now here I'm just going to quickly recall, pick up the last Whisper. Of course, we're going to build towards the Maul Reminder. Now, no one on your team is particularly tanky. I guess you could say that Fiora and Irelia are semi-tanky, being fighters, but no one is really truly very tanky, so I'm not too concerned about the last Whisper portion. Here, Kale and Shen are able to pick up a pick onto Kai'Sa. Now, I can't reach where they are, so instead I'm just going to do something more productive, which is to just push the wave, so that we at least create some pressure. Now here, unfortunately, I get caught, and I am able to quickly stasis. Shen is here to back me up, and so is Kill. I flash away, exhaust the Irelia, and I'm able to pick up the kill on the Irelia, but unfortunately the Evelyn ultimate is able to kill me. The kill though does splash forward, gets the kill onto the Evelyn, and then gets a double onto the Fiora. Now honestly at this point the game should have been over here. Only Yuumi was left alive, she can't defend, but my team do a little bit of trolling basically. So here they want to get the kill on Yuumi. The Shen opts the kill for no good reason, I guess just because he thought the game was over, and he chooses out. He dies to the tower. Kill is 1 HP, and the Nami cannot actually finish off the base. If you take a look at that, it was 200 HP. All it needed was like maybe 2 to 3 more auto attacks from like the kill, or really just 1 auto attack from everybody there, but instead everybody chose to focus the Yuumi and not end the game. So this is the kind of game throwing play that you really don't want to be making. Like in that scenario, it's not really safe to go for the kill on the Yuumi, because everybody else on the enemy team is about to respawn. So what you really want to do is ignore the Yuumi and end the game. You can only be greedy and go for the Yuumi if like there's 40-second death timers or 30-second death timers on everybody, and it actually doesn't matter whether you go for Yuumi or not, because there's no way you're going to lose the game. But in this case, there's still a really real chance of losing the game. As you guys can see, basically, since we weren't able to end the game there, basically the whole map state has kind of just reset. We're back into this situation where Nami dies to Evelyn. Back in this situation where everything is kind of really up in the air. I say that, but we have like more than a 10k goal lead on them. But really, you know, you never really know what might happen. You know, I've seen bigger throws happen before, so you know, you never really want to not end the game if you have the chance. Like, why would you do that? Alright, so anyways, here me and Kale trying to get the picks onto the Fiora and the Kai'Sa here. Both of them flash out of the way. I am able to pick up the kill onto the Fiora. I see the charm coming in from the Evelyn. She comes in from behind. Shen actually ults me, and I get chain CC'd by everything and wasn't even able to stasis, so I die there. Kill gets really overzealous and tries to go for some kills, but ends up dying instead. So here's what I'm talking about. Nami dies, then Echo dies, then I die, then Kill dies, and we're basically just throwing the game here. They get a couple of huge shutdowns from me and from Kill as well, because we two were really fed, and that can really easily bring them back in the game. So we really, you know, it's really a bummer that we didn't manage to end the game there, and yeah, it just really sucks. So anyways, now we're back into the swing of things. You know, we gotta have to move on from that failure. Now the Ocean Dragon has spawned, and of course there's gonna be an objective that's gonna be contested. Unfortunately, we only have Nami as well as Echo and Shen left alive. Now Echo tries to go in like basically 1v4, has ult, so he is able to stay safe. Flashes forward to go for the Evelyn and ends up hitting the wrong target. Has to pop the stasis and is trying to run for his life. He does eventually manage to disengage, as does the Shen. Kai'Sa goes in with the ultimate, but nothing too much happens. I am back into the party, and Kill a little bit busy taking the red buff instead of joining us for the fight, which is what she should be doing. Anyways, here we are able to pretty much zone the enemy team away from the middle of the mid lane, and we are able to quickly just burst down the dragon with a fed Kill and a fed Tristana. It only takes a couple of seconds to take the dragon, so that's exactly what we do. And Kill actually flashes forward to go for the kill onto Fiora. Now, this Kill is really bloodthirsty. Ends up running into the entire enemy team and ends up dying. Like, I really don't know what this Kill is doing, honestly. Like, I know that you're level 15 and like you have like a lot of items by now, and I know that you're fed, but you don't want to be flashing in when you don't know where the enemy team is. Anyways, here I was actually trying to set a trap for the enemy team, but my team wasn't really cooperating, so I'm gonna have to just back off a little bit. And yeah, so here Echo wants to go in, but Evelyn is caught, not caught, but she catches the Nami from behind. Here I'm going for the Evelyn, jumping forward, getting the kill on Evelyn. I exhaust Irelia, jump on her head, and she's in the Defiant Dance, but I'm able to pick up the double onto the Irelia. I'm gonna hop on over, trying to get the kill on Fiora. I do pop the GA, and then I'm going for Kai'Sa. I get the triple onto the Kai'Sa, and then I get Quadra onto the Yuumi. Now, unfortunately for me, Fiora has already died, so no Penta for me. Like, honestly, in that fight, I definitely saw the pentakill coming, but the moment I saw that Fiora and Kai'Sa split in opposite directions, I knew that it was really unlikely, unless my team was nice enough to save the pentakill for me, which obviously they were not, and you can't really blame them for that. Anyways, the enemy team surrenders, but we end the game anyway. It doesn't really matter. So here we finally see, we finally get the victory, and you can really see how strong Tristana really is. So anyways guys, as usual, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.